Hello, welcome to Studio Nicole. I'm Nicole, and I'm so glad that you're here. I am doing this video in kind of a weird order because I started this page the other night and I was recording while I worked on the background. And then, right as I was getting ready to start working on the face here, my laptop ran out of storage and the video cut off. And it was a lot of um, like managing files and moving things around in order to clear up enough space to start recording again. But I had already painted some of this and I didn't realize that the video had cut off. So I just left it off and kept painting. I wanted to sort of keep my momentum going. So yeah, so I'm showing you the finished product and then I will cut to the beginning part of the video where I work through this background. I don't know if you can see it. And then I'm gonna do another, I'm gonna like cut this recording and do another discussion about the face itself and sort of how I did it and what I don't like about it. Because it's not my favorite thing I've ever done, but I think that, like I've said in other videos, like not everything you do has to be perfect and you don't have to love it. Art is a practice, and so we just sit down and keep working and keep practicing, and that's what matters is the process and the time that we spend doing it. And, over time we will get better. We learn things. And so I do want to talk a little bit about what I've learned from this process. I am watching the screen as I record, and it's so bizarre how the color like changes. Like if I put my hands in the shot, the color palette on the page changes very blue. But if I take my hands out of the shot, this is a much closer to original. Like this color palette that you're seeing here is more of what it looks like in person. But when my hands are in the shot, it it shifts to a bluer hue. That's so bizarre. That's so crazy. Um, I guess my camera is like compensating somehow. Oh, so weird. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna paste in the video of me creating the background, and then I will come back and talk about the face at the end. I'll see you in a little bit with a blank page. It'll be like magic. Tonight, I'm gonna sit down with just a blank journal page, and I have pulled out a couple of things that just spoke to me. I don't know. I was going through my scrap bin and I just pulled out things that I liked. I don't know that they all fit together. I don't know that I'll use all of them. I might only use a few things. Um, I don't know. I'm liking the colors. I've got some purple. It looks very blue on screen, but it's more purple in real life, and it's got some silver on it. This has got some deeper purple in it. Some black and white things, some music paper, whatever this cutout is from a magazine. This is a scrap of handmade paper that I got years ago that I absolutely love. It's got some gold veining in it. And I think this is probably the only thing that's left of a big giant paper. I just love it. I love the colors. I love the pattern. And I have a heart that I've stitched up on my sewing machine. I think I was using this like as a practice to just practice sewing paper. This is from a long time ago. It's been in my stash for a really long time and it's very messy. And I don't know, I just pulled it out. So this is what I've got. I also have been looking through my Pinterest board. I have I have a Pinterest board called Art Journal Inspiration where I just pin other people's work that I like. And so this is, oh, if I can show you, um, this is something that I just was scrolling through. This is my, the Pinterest page. There's all kinds of things. And I kind of settled on this one. Obviously, I want to do more of this color palette, and I don't know, I probably won't use that quote, but I love the idea of this face with kind of like a messy background. I like the hair. I just like it. I'm gonna try to recreate some variation of this for myself. Just I like the idea of the face with some background. So that's all I have to go on, folks. I really don't have any other plan for what I'm going to do. I haven't gessoed my pages, and I am torn because when I don't gesso them, some of these colors seep through. Like this paper, it's heavy duty paper, but like these inks tend to just seep through. And then I have to deal with them on the other page. I'm trying to find a place where the color has come through. And of course, now I can't. Yeah, on here. So I don't know if you can see, but you can see like this modeling, this dark right here. This was all coming through from the background of this page, which I didn't like what I did, so I ended up um collaging over it and doing a background over it. But this is all just like seeping through the paper. And I don't really want that to happen. So I might gesso the page, but I also know that when I gesso the page, these inks become less vibrant. I had to wait for the camera to focus for a minute there. So I don't know. What do I want to do? I guess I'll gesso. We'll just do it. And I'm just using, this is a giant container of acrylic gesso that I got ages and ages ago. And it'll probably take me ages to get through it, although I am more than halfway done. So there is that. Oh, my paint water is not clean. So I have a little bit of bluey purple already. I'll probably pause and speed this part up because you don't need to watch me just paint a plain page, do you? Okay, folks, I'm back and I've put two-ish coats of gesso on the page, just plain white gesso. I haven't done anything else to it. I was just trying to prevent the inks and things from soaking into the background. I am not very good. If you see, like, just a quick skim through some of these pages, I'm not very good at leaving white space on the page. I have a tendency to just fill everything up, but I'm going to try today. I'm going to try to leave some white space. I don't know if that will work. We're going to try it. I'm going to try the spray on the gesso and see how that does. It's pretty vibrant. I'm not sure if it'll dry like this or not. Um, but we'll see. I do love this color. I like the spray, but I also want some like areas of like solid color. Maybe we'll come down over here. Ugh, I'm gonna end up getting this all over my clothes or something. That's probably how that will go. So while this is maybe that was not a good idea there. Oh, I don't think because I kind of want to do my face like over here, and I don't want to have like dots. Um, Let's see what happens if I try to pick some of this up. Well, it doesn't lighten significantly, but while this is wet, I thought maybe I would try to draw some, trying to find a good, paintbrush to use for this. I thought maybe I would draw just some shapes like coming out of the edge of this. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I like it in theory, but maybe. Um, Sorry, it's hard for me to talk and work at the same time sometimes. So I have to remember that I'm on camera and that I need to be talking. We'll see. Let's see how this goes. Do we like this? I kind of like it. Some teardrops here, like some almost paisley colors. Not colors. Paisley isn't a color, is it? Design, pattern, shape. What is paisley? Is it all of those things? Hmm. Um, I like that, but I don't love it. What do I want to do? Maybe I just want to do some flowers. Is my head in the way? I'm sorry if it is. Ooh, ooh. Definitely getting ink on my hands. This ink is so wet here in places. Mm. Maybe I would have been better off with a smaller brush. But I kind of like these shapes coming out of here. I don't know that I like this one though. I sort of messed this one up. I don't like it. Okay. You just fix it like that. And now it's not there anymore. Problem solved, right? There we go. It. All right, I kind of like that. I don't know. Do I want to do some in here? I sort of like this like messy flower look over here. I don't know if you can really even see. Let me scoot up here. So here's what I've got going on. It's kind of um yeah, I've just got a little darker flowers and then I have some sort of coming out of different parts of the design, sort of sneaking off into the distance. I don't think I like this over here either. These teardrops. Oh, well, maybe I think they soaked in too much. They're going to be harder to cover up, but that's okay. They can be kind of like in the background, but I just don't like that pattern as much. All right, so this is a lot. It really does look like a very different color on the screen than it does in person. It's very pink in person. This is, let me find the color. This is Funky Fuchsia. And it does not look like fuchsia on the screen here. So I don't know what to do to change my color. Like maybe that's a little better. It's a little more fuchsia than before. All right, let's try this. Let's try it. I just have like different modes on my light, and this one feels like a really blue light, but it makes the fuchsia look more fuchsia. So we're gonna go with this. Okay. What do I want to do? I want to do some stamping, but I don't. Oh, I didn't have my stamps out, so I'm just grabbing. These are a few that I used for a recent class, and I don't really know what I want to use here. What? A lot of these are like image stamps and not background stamps, and I kind of want something a little more backgroundy than these. So maybe I will grab. These are some carved stamps, hand carved stamps in foam and in lino. And I think I have some kind of backgroundy sort of things. That one's kind of cool. Hmm. So I thought what I could do would be just use the ink that's on there already and do a little stamping. Maybe, maybe this is working okay. I don't know. I don't really like what it did to this because that got kind of messy. Maybe I'll just put some more ink in there. There we go. Um, I like this. I like how this is going. I like this repeating pattern, kind of scooting off into the distance, and then we'll do some of it over pink that's already there. And we'll do just a little bit up here. I'm trying to maintain some white space. I'm not good at this, but I'm trying. All right, I'm going to pause and dry this because I have a lot of really wet ink on the page that's still like puddling. So I'm going to dry this real quick. Okay, I am back. My page is dry, and I want to mimic this stamp that I did in pink with black ink. I want to just kind of do like a little repeating pattern in the black to pull this together and give it a little bit of contrast. Maybe a few different little places. I don't know how that's going to do either, but we'll see. We will see. Let's do. All right, so I've got a little bit of black happening on the page along with these flowers. Oh, um, I don't want it to just be like a single color, so I think I want to layer another color over it. But I am not really sure if I want to do. Do I want to do some of this? Or would I rather just do some like dark purple? Maybe I'll do dark purple. Let's see. Let's do some darker areas. I don't know. I have no plan, folks. We're just. Oh, see, the dark purple really doesn't do much. Like it's fine if it stays really like saturated and like blobbed together, but it doesn't really. Once I kind of spread it out, it doesn't really change the color very significantly, which is fine. We've got some variation now happening and a little bit of like color change, but I think I want a little more contrast than this. Well, it looks like more of a color change on the camera than it does in person. This is interesting. Okay, but it makes me think that I would like the blue if I do a little bit of blue. So maybe I'll do that. All right, let's see how this goes. Now I definitely have some blues sort of fading in to the rest of these colors. I like the contrast of these colors. I really do like these together. All right, I'm liking that. That's right. I didn't want dots over here. It's okay. It's all fixable. We can fix it. We'll do some really light ones down here. All right. Okay. So, gonna dry this. Be right back. I'm unpausing before I dry because I think I want to just keep this pattern going. So I'm going to go in to I'm going to put a little bit of this ink in one area and then I'm going to go in to that spot with this and just do a little bit more stamping. Uh, just again to carry this pattern around the page. And it might be a little too much. Like maybe it's overkill. I don't know. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to dry. All right. I'm back and my page is dry. I want to do some handwriting in the background here. So I'm just grabbing, this is a, this way. This is a Pilot G2. This is a .07. This is not the smaller one. I do have the fives, and I think that those maybe might work better than this one, but this is what's within reach, and I don't feel like getting up and going to dig around and losing my momentum, so I'm just going to use what I've got. I want to do just some like a scenic writing, some very messy journaling. Um, so my writing style, when I do this, so even really see if we can zoom in and see. My writing is adjacent to regular written English, but it's unreadable. And so I'm thinking in my head what I want to be saying and what I want to put on the page, but I don't worry too much um, about forming my letters carefully. I put in extra flourishes and extra dots and things. Sometimes I'll write words, like I'll start the word and then I'll like finish it at the beginning. I don't know how to describe it. Like if I were going to write laughter, I might write Laugh and then over here I'd go TER, like at the beginning. So the words are kind of like mixed up a little bit in some places. Um, and I really am not careful at all. I'm, practicing my like doctor signature here. So I'm just going to do a little bit of, I wonder if I can get a better angle. It's really hard to see. I don't know why it's so hard to see the handwriting. Um, maybe the light needs to be different. No, I don't know. Nothing I'm doing is helping. I'm just going to do a little bit of writing. Okay. So, very messy writing, very unreadable. I'm really kind of just processing something that happened today at work. It's nothing like super important, but it it is kind of hard for me to deal with. It's not something that comes easily to me, and so I just wanted to take a few minutes to sort of like write out how I was feeling about it. And that's really all this was. There's really nothing more to it. There's nothing like deep or important. Just processing something that happened today. And I really like the way the words look on the page as part of the background. And I'm going to go with that then. What else do I want to do here? I wanted to do some collage on the page. Um, I don't know if I actually really like any of this, to be entirely honest with you. Maybe I'll go with some of this. Maybe I'll go with some of this tissue paper because then I can kind of glue it down over top of what I have here. I don't love any of these. I really did like the music paper, but I need some music paper and tissue paper maybe. This ledger paper is kind of cool. I like that a little bit. Let me see what else I can find. I have these two other. This one is entomology, and this one I don't remember what this one is called. There's not really any music paper on here either, or music notes. Hmm. Let's see what I've got in here. I do kind of like these like diagrams. Some of this writing. I don't know. Is it going to be too much? Maybe I'll just tear some of it off and we'll see, right? It's all we can go. So I'm just going to tear some of the with the. Let me put this back. Oh, I'm trying not to make an absolute mess on my desk, but I'm not being very successful. Kind of just want some of the smaller writing. I don't really want any of these big chunks of like black to show through. I just want it to be just some black and white. So let's see. Yeah, those words would be okay. But let's tear this out. Oof. Okay. I'm gonna just glue these down. I might hit this with the heat gun just very quickly because I can see when I tilt the page, I can see there are some areas where the pen is maybe not dry yet. So I'll be right. Okay, I am back and I'm thinking about where I want these words to go on the page. And I'm thinking it's upside down. I don't like this flat edge, so I'm gonna tear that. I I'm thinking that I want some of this like in the face that I'm gonna draw. I don't like this is a really kind of a flat edge as well, and I don't love that either. So I might layer these just to keep that from being so like horizontally and flat. Um, I like to cover the spine and pull the things together and have it kind of move across the page. The only thing I think I need is now maybe something over here. Maybe I'll use one of these like edges and kind of go like that. All right, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I really do have a mess on my desk here. I was trying to avoid that, but it didn't work. So it does look like this ink is not like color safe. What am I trying to say? It's moving around with the medium. So that I didn't really anticipate that, but we'll work with it. It's okay. I just have to keep that in mind when I'm working up here and in this space a little bit, which is actually okay because I don't want it to be like completely white in the background where the face is going to go. So it's okay if there's a little bit of, let's see, we'll see. I don't like this line. I don't like lines. I don't like straight lines. I'm trying to just kind of smear this line out so that it's, um, so I've got like some of this color up in here, but not so much. All right, I got this messy napkin that I've been using. Is that, look, we're losing some of this white space. I did try. But then I said, I don't want it to be all white. So that's what I get, right? Uh, I do think that moving the color around helps these pieces to feel a little more cohesive. So that's a benefit. Um, oh, ooh, what's happening there? Do I want some of this like smeary color somewhere else so it's not just right there? Let's smear some of this around a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to heat this or like seal it or something when I'm done, or the colors are just gonna end up everywhere. Okay, so I don't know if you could really see what I've done, but I have now some very light washes of color over this part of the page, and I kind of moved that around as well. So there's some really light pale coloring happening elsewhere on the page as well. Um, oh, that was too much. Don't like that. Whoop. All right, we might have to do another layer of the dark over top of this since I've kind of smeared it a little bit. It's a lot of color on the page, and I'm okay with that. Let's see, what else do I have here? So this is something that I was thinking of when I pulled these out. What I liked about these is that they are cut into little squares, and I thought it might kind of be nice to sort of not layer, I'm sorry, line them up on a page like this to sort of create kind of a pattern along the edge or somewhere on the page. Do I want that many of them? Maybe I want fewer. And then I've also got this, which is like this tear strip from the top of a piece of paper, but it kind of mimics this. So I thought maybe I could do some layering. This. I don't know, do we lose the mimicry if I do that? Like you don't see those colors as much. I mean, not the colors, the shapes. Oh, I shouldn't try to talk and work at the same time. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe I want to do this across the bottom. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like that. And then I could do something like I have more of these, so if I don't like it torn, I can always change that. Um, I don't know if I like that so much. I don't know what I want to do, guys. This is the creative process, right? Where you just fiddle around with stuff until you find something that you like. I like this in theory, but why don't I like it on the page? It looks like it's crooked. No, is that what's bothering me? Because it's not sitting straight. I do really, really like the color showing through these squares. I love that. So I definitely like that and I want to use it somehow. I also like these squares sort of being repeated. I don't think I like the beige of the music paper because it's not like a crisp white like everything else on the page is. So we have the same problem that we have with this piece. Like I liked this piece, but again, I think I need it in white. What if I do the black? What if I just tear like pieces of black? Oh, I'm liking this. I'm not doing a very good job of tearing these carefully. Uh, I don't know if it really needs to be careful. How's this? How's this? Are we liking this? Folks, what do we think? This one's kind of a mess. Tear that edge off. All right, I like that a little better. I wonder if I could do this right over top of that. I don't like this one because it's just plain black. Then I don't know if I like just having two of them there. I still like this over into this space a little bit. Maybe like that. Okay, and then this one can kind of like overlap and this one doesn't. Do we like that? Let's glue it down and see. Right? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. And I'm going to try not to smear the color underneath of these. So I'm putting the paint on the paper instead of on the page. And I'm going to glue these down like that so that I'm not like smearing the ink spray around. Um, how has everybody been? I feel like it's been ages since I've been in the studio, really at all. I had some videos like pre-recorded and I had them prepped and ready to go while I was on vacation. Uh, but it feels good to sort of be back in the studio. Um, Came back from vacation and like back to work and real life, and that's always a hard transition to make because you just want to stay on vacation forever. And of course, we can't. Well, I guess some people can, but I'm not those people. So, had to come back to it all. I think I want to do this like that. And yeah, I just feel like it's been ages since I was creative. I packed those art supplies, my journal, and several other things to work on vacation. Just like with Amsterdam, I was very ambitious and optimistic, and then I didn't do any of it. Um, I really am more creative earlier in the day, and so you know that just wasn't the vibe of our vacation. We were uh up and going. And then it was like later in the evening when we were sitting around the hotel room and I just couldn't scrape up the energy at that time of day to do anything. Although right now it's pretty late too. I looked at my non-existent watch on my wrist here to see what time it was. It's pretty late. I would say like 8-ish, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. Let's see. 8:44, so it's even later than that. This looks crooked. Why does this look crooked? I want to keep these kind of white without like smearing too much of this color on there. I've got a little bit on there, but I'm trying to keep it kind of white. Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not, but sometimes you just have a gut feeling about something that you want to do and you just throw it down and give it a try. I don't know. There's no like recipe to follow. You just do what you think you're going to like, and then if you hate it, you do something else. I do definitely like the black and white better than the book or the music paper. So that's absolutely for sure. Um, I want some of this over here, but I don't want too much of it in this space. Oh well, it'll be fine. I'm overthinking it. There's a lot of. All right, good enough. Okay, folks, sorry about that. I am back. I was on the phone for most of an hour actually, and I've just been fiddling here and there. I've drawn in some additional little flower shapes, just very subtle in the background. So you can kind of see some additional flowers. I still don't have, I've kind of, my white space is mostly gone. I'm really bad about that. I knew it was going to be hard to do. Anyway, I think I'm okay with the background as is. I did kind of tear some of these strips of this purple, and I thought they kind of looked like maybe there were some places where I could put these around the page. Maybe line some up along here like this. But I don't know. They're not really adding anything, so maybe I'll put them in later if I think I need them. But for right now, what I want to do is focus on drawing a face right here in this space. I'm going to start by sketching it in pencil and then I'm going to go in. I don't know if I'll use ink or watercolor, maybe ink. Um, but yeah, I'll probably just speed this part up, or pause it and come back once I have it sketched in. Um, but yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes with a face. So I decided not to pause and come back. I decided that I might just do this sped up just so you can see kind of what my process is. I'm looking at the model that I want to use. I want to do something similar to this. It won't necessarily be exactly like this, but this is what I'm using as a model. So I'm going to keep this nearby and I'm going to just sketch out the shape. Um, and I like to do it in pencil first. Because I'm actually not great at this, honestly, and it's not easy. I don't find this easy to do. Um, all right, so I will say right now this looks absolutely terrible. So we'll see. Okay. Um, the sketch looks pretty bad. It really looks not super great, but that's okay. And, we'll see. Maybe the whole thing will look terrible. I don't know. I think what I want to do though is start with maybe a blue, the same blue that I was using elsewhere on the page. I think I'm going to start with this and then I can build up color from there if I want it to be darker. So I'm just trying to find a good. I want a small brush, but I want one that will give me a lot of control. The little brush that I've been using, um, this one has really long bristles, and it's really hard to get a lot of control out of this. It gives you a much looser, I don't know, unless maybe I'm just not using it right, but that's what I find. So I think I'm going to try. So I picked out just a selection of brushes. These are not particularly fancy brushes, but I have kind of a mix. They're not in the best shape. So actually that one might not work. Um, but I think they'll do. So I just want something that's going to have a little bit more control. And we're just going to experiment and see how it goes at this point. I'm just using a little piece of this is like plastic that I sometimes use as a palette, as you can see. Especially for inks and things that will soak into my palette book really easily. So I'm just going to start by sort of outlining um, carefully sort of where I want this shape to be. Does not have to be perfect. Okay, folks, I'm back with my finished product. I don't remember exactly where the original recording cuts off, but I know that you didn't really get to see me work on this face at all, honestly, probably very much. So, unfortunately, I can't walk you through how I did it, but I don't think that's a big loss because frankly, I don't really like how it turned out. Um, I'll tell you, I don't think that the proportions are right. I really always struggle with faces that are not straight on. That is definitely my weak point. I'm pretty good or decent, at least, with a straight face, like looking straight at the face. But when you try to turn that face to the side, I get the proportions all mixed up. Um, this went through several iterations and I worked on it and didn't like it and fixed it and didn't like it and then fixed it some more. And I don't hate it. All right, it's gotten better. I think that I made this eye too wide and maybe like the proportions on this just needed to be slightly different. I do think that adding, I don't know if you can see this, but adding this little smear of white with just the tiniest suggestion of lashes on the other side of the nose, I think that really helped to give this some dimension. Without that, and it's hard to see, but without that there, it looks very flat and it looks like it's supposed to be straight on instead of sort of like, this angle. So I do think that adding that really helped to kind of flesh it out a little bit. I also added a little bit of shading underneath the nose. And here where the divot is in the lip, I added a little bit of, I'm still fiddling with it because I just can't let it go. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to shade that a little bit better, but I do think that adding that shading there helps a little bit and maybe changing the jawline. I like the hair. I think the hair turned out pretty well. I like in particular these curls. They feel very defined. So I like the way that they turned out. I also struggled because this ink was in the background and I was trying to cover it up with the white paint so that her face would be kind of a uniform color. And in some places I really ended up like overworking and there's like paint buildup so it doesn't look like it's not a smooth texture. I'm trying to like get the angle right. Um, it's hard to see, but it's not a smooth face. Like if you look at it in person, you can see areas where the paint is thicker because I was trying to cover up. Again, it's hard to see, but there's like modeling and purple coming through underneath as the paint dries. Like it comes through more and more, and then I feel like I need to go back and add more paint to try and cover it. It's just not going to work. I just need to accept that and move on. So I don't know. It's not a, a success in, that it's something that I would, want to hang up in a gallery anywhere. But as with all art, right? All of the art that I do, at least, I don't really expect my art to be perfect. It is just a practice. It doesn't have to be perfect to be worthwhile. It can be messy, it can be imperfect. What matters is that I'm taking the time to sit down in my studio and uh, be creative, try something new, push myself a little bit out of my comfort zone. It would have been easy to pick a different focal image on this page, but I just wanted to give this face a try. And I think that that is valid. So I'm sharing it, even though, it would be easy for me to maybe not share this video. Just don't post it, right? I don't like it. I don't have to share it online. But I think that undercuts the message, right? About like no rules, just art. Like I want I want you, whoever you are watching this, to feel safe trying something that you may not be good at. It's okay if you're not good at it. I think that probably the more you do it, the better you'll get, but even that is not a guarantee. You might do it your whole life and still be terrible at it. But if you enjoy doing it and if you get some sense of satisfaction, for me, it's a sense of calm. It kind of quiets my mind down a little bit and gives me some peace in my brain. I think that's all worth it, right? Regardless of the end result. So here's to bad art. Thank you for joining me today, folks. Feel free to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are liking any of what you see, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great night.